So the big question is this: how do most agents who struggle to get the information that most successful agents hoard to themselves grow and prosper without this information? That's the big question, and this video cast is the answer. Welcome to Real Estate Rockstars. I'm your host, Pat Hyben. All right, Rockstar Nation, we have a great guest today. I got Gayle Zientek on the line from Portage, Michigan, and she's with Network Team Homes Realty. And it was funny the way we met, and we'll get into that. But I'm excited to have her on the show today, and we're going to get into some really good nitty gritty on how to make more money in real estate. So, without further ado, Gayle, welcome to Real Estate Rockstars.
Thank you, Pat. It's great to be here. Thanks for having me on, and for trusting, since we don't really know each other, that I might provide some value.
So what happened with Gayle and I is like, and you guys listening, I'm going to just talk to you about this because you can help expand my consciousness on this and maybe help with the universe. But literally, I was taking a hike one day last week with my dog, actually my daughter's dog, and I had a conversation with Christina Lee, who is going to come on the show again shortly. And we were talking about, she owns a software company for real estate agents. And she was asking me some deep questions about, you know, one of the things that was lacking in the real estate podcast world or the real estate training world. And I said, simply, you know, there's not enough women in it. I said, if I had to think of all of the coaches, right? That I've had on the show, which is probably 30. I think that maybe one, Amy Storer, is the only one I could think of that is a woman. And I was like, there's an imbalance. There's 29 male coaches and one woman coach. And I said, it's just lack. And I need to figure out a way to do something about that. And I said, you know, I don't know if it's have a co-host or if it's create courses with Rebus University that are given by more women or what have you. I was just kind of circulating these thoughts out in the middle of the woods with the dog and with Christina. And anyways, to make a long story short, I literally got back home to my computer and I opened it up and there was a Facebook chat from Gayle talking about where are all the women in the podcast world. And literally it was like the first thing that drew my eye. And I said, man, this is serendipitous. And we started chatting and I said, you got to come on the show. And then she said, do you know me? And I said, no, but if your episode is bad, we just won't use it.
And I promised you it would not be bad.
And I just thought that was funny. I was like, you know, I think she was expecting me to say, oh yeah, I've been stalking you or I do know you. And I was like, no, I don't know you.
But you took a chance.
That's right. I took a chance. And by the way, it's not Christina Lee. It's Christine Lee. I apologize about that, Christine. But anyways, Gayle, let's talk about you. Tell me about you. Can you kind of give us a little rundown of who you are, all about you, so we can get to know you better?
Thank you. Well, as of April 15th, 2018, I will be married to my husband, Steve, for 40 years. And that in itself is a feat worth clapping for. But more than that, so we got married very young. I was a stay-at-home mom for 25 years, raising children in our home in a child care setting. And then after our first granddaughter was born, I said, dang, I want to do something different. And my husband encouraged me to get my license. So in 2004, at the age of 44, I got my real estate license and I just immersed myself into the business. I knew nothing about selling homes. I did know, nurturing and negotiating with 2-year-olds for 25 years prepared me for this role in, nurturing and negotiating with clients. And I got my ABR, my CRS, my GRI, my ePro, my broker's license in the first 3 years in the business. And it set me up for success to, 7 years later, open up our own company, which we opened in 2012. So my husband joined me in the business in 2006. For the past 5 years, since 2012, November 2012, we opened our own company, and we've done 100% referral business, closing 50 homes a year, very steadily since then. So that's in a nutshell who I am, what I do. I was 2017 Realtor of the Year for our association, the Greater Kalamazoo Association of Realtors, and that was a true honor to be recognized by my peers in that role. So that's who I am, where I am today.
That's great. Hey, do me a favor, Gayle and Allie, you're going to have to cut this out, but you're kind of going in and out. Like, I don't know if you're moving back and forth, but just try to lean in so the microphone up there catches you at the same level.
Okay. So should I try without the headset?
Do you have a headset on?
I do. It's here.
Maybe it's moving or something. It's weird.
All right. I'm going to be still.
Yeah. Okay, hold on. Okay, wow, that's neat. So let's talk about a couple of things. So a long time in the business, then 2012, you opened up your own boutique company, essentially. Tell me about that transition. Was that hard to do? Why'd you decide to do that?
Well, when we started in the business, it was with a national franchise company where I got my training, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. Like I mentioned, I immersed myself into learning. So I have 3 children. I have 9 grandchildren. Ages 15 to, why didn't I think of saying something about that?
9 grandchildren.
9 grandchildren, 15 down to 5 years old. And when I got in the business, and my kids had gone through college, and I'd never, I never went to college. So I thought this was a great opportunity for me to learn as much as I could. I think that's what springboarded me into, we were able to, during 2008 to 2011, we went from 35% to 100% referral business. We had moved to, and that was during the dismal season of real estate, no matter where you lived.
Why do you think that was?
Because we focused on the relationships. Think about this. 25 years, people entrusted me with the care of their children. I learned how to develop rapport and trust with people very easily. So during that time, when you had a listing that lasted for 365 days, you had a long time to build a relationship with your clients. But also, the people, I think social media played a huge part in that too, Pat, because we became visible. We became more visible to people in our sphere through them watching us, what we were doing in that media platform. So that's what I attribute it to: building strong relationships, keeping in touch with people, and so they knew who we were, they knew what we did, they knew how to find us, and it made it easy for them to reach out when they had a need.
And do you post things on there, very personal things on there, like here I am with the grandkid number 8, and stuff like that?
If anybody goes to I keep my profile public. If you go to my page, you're going to see, really, truly, I hope you see a good picture of who I am and the character I am. You'll see in my introduction that I am mom, wife, grandma. I'm a broker owner and a senior executive with Send Out Cards. You'll see who I am in my introduction, and I think that transparency allows people to engage and really get to know who we are personally.
This is great information because of a couple of things. Number one, I think that being a matriarch, is a trustworthy role. I think people, when they look at that and they say, well, she's got 9 grandkids, 4 kids, and matriarch of this family, they're trustworthy, married 40 years almost, trustworthy. I think that plays a big role. But here's a thing that I noticed, and this is very recent. Now, I don't know if you've been paying attention to this, but Facebook has recently redone all the algorithms because people were complaining that they were getting too much ad and too much kind of junky stuff on their feed. So what they've actually done behind the scenes, and many people don't know this, they just think that it's that the pictures they're posting, excuse me, that the pictures they're posting are better than the pictures they were posting a year ago, but it's not actually true. What's happening is if you post a picture of a pet or a child or something that has to do with family and friends, you are behind the scenes, your photo is getting more views on people's feeds than other stuff that's maybe like a shared video, like you're sharing a video of someone else took from YouTube of a random kid playing the violin that you don't know, or you're running an ad. And I've seen this because I run ads for Rebus University and the podcast and things, and I'll just put them out there like episodes, and I'll get 2 or 3 likes. And literally like 3 days ago, our family dog passed away, and I've gotten hundreds of comments and likes and poems and things like that. I would never get 100, no offense against Gayle, but if I just share Gayle's interview on my feed, it's going to get like 4 or 5 likes, right? Just maybe some randoms, right, that happen to see it. So my point is that there's a reason this is happening. It's something conscious that Facebook is doing. So it's good timing to be in a position like Gayle is and sharing everything out in the public, right? Not being private about it, because it pays off. Am I making any sense?
Yeah. For example, last Friday, we were invited with about 8 other couples over to a friend's house. This house was, it was amazing. They just finished their basement. So, you know, I'm level 4, don't think about it, just do it, taking pictures. So at the party, I'm the one that's standing in the corner snapping pictures of everybody. And then I post them to social media, and I thank our host for inviting us over and kind of showcase it, because, you know, he likes to show off his home. So what am I doing? I'm allowing him to be recognized of what he's done in his home. Our friends that gather, our friends are going to go see. If I tag my friends that are in the post, then their friends are going to see the tags, and you know, your reach becomes more and more organic through people just recognizing that. And that's just one way that you can do it. When you know, if I'm at my lake, so we bought a cottage last year, and I take pictures of the sunset, or I'm standing out on the deck and take a selfie with the frozen lake in the background, I get 100 likes because people they like to see you know, that the lake. I put on there, I just took a picture, the sun was glistening on the ice, and I just said, our God is an awesome God. And I had 200 people that engaged in that post because it resonated with them. If you put things out there that resonate with others and you can draw them into who you are, that really helps you gain more reach, visibility.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, do you mix in real estate with that? I mean, hey, I just listed this beautiful house.
You know, I had a friend of mine, she messaged me this morning, and she says, Gayle, do you post something about real estate every day on your personal page? And my simple answer was, no, I don't. I sprinkle it in. If we get a new listing, and what we do is we share that listing from our MLS to our business page. And then we go to our business page and we share that to our personal page, because that way we can go back to our business page and kind of see what kind of organic reach that we have with that listing. Our son-in-law joined us in the business. You bet, you know, we promoted him within that realm of posting about real estate. We donate bikes to Toys for Tots for every closing. So we might close on a home and we'll put pictures of our clients, and we'll just say hashtag Toys for Tots number 5, you know, that, and our sphere, our audience knows that that's 5 bikes that now have been donated to Toys for Tots. So it's, find something in your community that you can do that gives back, or that you can promote on a regular basis of what you're doing, and that will help. Also, people are going to be watching you, even though they don't engage with you, they're watching you.
I want you to think about the word toolbox. What is a toolbox? A toolbox is a box full of tools that you use to build something great. At Real Estate Rockstars, we've created our own free toolbox. So everybody that comes on the show as a guest brings a tool with them, and we plow them all into this toolbox, and we give it away for our viewing audience to basically use as they wish. Everything we put in there is an actionable item that can be downloaded, can be printed, can be used immediately. And we got things like scripts and dialogues, checklists for teams, checklists to keep agents accountable, referral forms that are filled out at settlement to get referrals by your buyers and sellers. Everything you could think of that you could use on a regular basis about real estate is included in this toolbox. And it's helping agents worldwide sell more houses and make their jobs a lot easier and processes much more efficient. And the thing is, it's absolutely free. All you got to do is go to hibandigital.com/toolbox or text the word toolbox to 444-999. That's toolbox 444-999. Do it now. Yeah. And from a strategic standpoint, and I don't understand the science. I don't even try to understand the science. I just know that this is true from what I've read, is number one, do the personal page thing, not the, do your business page, but your business page will never get as much traffic as your personal page now. This is new. And always use a photograph, because you get a lot more, it shows up more if you use a photograph rather than just words like she did the lake and our God is an awesome God. If she just did the words, it wouldn't have gotten 200, right? Mm-hmm. And, if at all possible, use people, pets, children, all that stuff. And again, I don't understand why, but all that stuff gets you more likes. Now, how many friends do you have on your public personal profile?
4,973.
There you go. So after this episode comes out, you're going to max that out to 5,000. But and people can follow you after 5,000. But I think the point is, don't be afraid to just max out that 5,000 friend limit.
Right. And when I say I know my numbers that way, because I thought, I have 4,974, but I will get political for just to make this point.
Okay.
Someone posted about the State of the Union last night, mm-hmm. and I'm not going to share my beliefs, but I just unfriended that person because, for one, it's showing up in my news feed and it's information that I don't want to see. So I want to challenge everybody. If you like and you create these friends, but if there's something that draws the negative energy from you when you see things, then just unfollow it, right. Unlike it, unfriend it, and move on. And so, with 5,000 people in your life, you're going to have those things that sometimes strikes a chord. Just deal with it and move on. Yeah. And of course, there's millions of ways to do that too. You could block the person. You could block from them showing up in your feed. You don't have to necessarily unfriend them unless you want to unfriend them. Especially if you don't know them. But yeah, I mean that's right. I never post anything political. I mean I learned that lesson. Literally like this was like 6 or 7 years ago. There was a cartoon and it was when President Obama met with Chris Christie, and someone had made a thing that showed the Little Rascals characters, if you remember, mm-hmm. Fat Kid and the African American kid, Buckwheat and Chubby, I think his name was, or
something. Anyways, and they made a reference to like they put the picture side by side. And I thought, oh, that was cute. You know, you got a fat white kid, and then you got the African American kid, and whatever. And so I liked it or shared it or something. And a girl I went to high school with said it was racist. So I took it down, and I started thinking, man, you know, I mean, you know, it wasn't worth it. It's just not worth it. I didn't think it was at all by any means. And you know, it was actually an African American guy that shared it with me. But I just thought, you know, this isn't worth it. You know what I mean? Just, you know, just, and that was like 6-7 years ago. I never post anything that's political or controversial or even like certain sides. You know what I mean? Like if someone posts something, I won't even go out and like it, even though I think it might be interesting. Just because there are stalkers out there, and they will look at your feed and say, why did you like that? You know, or how did you retweet that?
So when you're talking about stalkers, so we a couple weeks ago we went to Arizona. We have 4 grandchildren that live in Arizona, so we went. There was an event that we attended. So mixed business and pleasure, family. We got 5 referrals while we were gone. 3 of them came through Facebook Messenger. 2 of them came through text. I guess it was 6, and 1 came from a phone call. 4 listing opportunities, 2 buyer opportunities. And so the one came a text message from my friend, 30 years been friends. She had snapshotted a Zillow ad. And so she said, can we see this house? And I'm like, wow, you know, out of the blue, I said, well, 1, are you moving? Or are you buying a second home?
Can we see this house? Well, wait a minute. Are you moving?
Well,
or do you just want to see it, right? I mean, that's a great question.
Well, because it was a lake property. So Michigan's full of lake properties. I want to know, I knew where they lived. And is this a second home, or do you have to sell to buy? And by the way, I'm in Arizona with the grandkids. And she said, nope, we can wait till next week when you get home. We met with them and showed them the property last Saturday. And this is what Steve said to us, the husband. He said, I just want you to know that I've enjoyed watching your family grow up on social media. And I've watched your businesses flourish. And I just want you guys to know how proud we are to be your friends. And we appreciate the time that you're taking to be with us to show us this home today. Wow. They don't engage. They don't like. They don't comment. But they're watching. And all of you out there that are on social media, just know people are watching you, and they're making an assumption of who you are and what you do by what they see. So like you said, Pat, pictures. I mean, if you're posting of your pets and your kids, your grandkids, the activities that you're doing, you're living a life, you're going on vacation, you're enjoying things, but you're also doing business, bringing in the houses and the bikes and the things that you do, people get to know who you are. We are writing our autobiography by every word we post, picture we post, and how we treat other people.
Wow, that's deep. We are writing our autobiography. Every word we post, picture we post, and how we treat other people. I'll never forget that. That's awesome. That's very, very well spoken. You should make a huge picture of your family and put that on the bottom. That's awesome. I love it. Okay, let's get into some nitty gritty here, Gayle. This is going good. What was your ECI, your ego commission income last year?
Ego, like our gross commission income it was $252,000.
All right, and what was your profit margin on that, or profit on that?
The bookkeeper says we netted $177,000.
All right, well, that's perfect. I love it when people say the bookkeeper says, because that means they actually checked rather than just pull a round number. Oh, around 50%. We go around 50, and you know they just pulled that out of their butt, and they're probably like 20. So that's great. I mean, because that's 30. You know, gosh, that's probably 75% profit margin. Now, I guess the reason that you're able to do that is because of where your business comes from. What percentage buyers, what percentage sellers?
We're pretty even. We sold 50 homes last year. 28 of them were sellers and 22 were buyers.
And what are your, say, three biggest sources?
Well, we belong to BNI. I don't know if you're familiar with BNI, Business Network International. It's one profession per chapter, and that's been 12 years. We close about 20 to 25 homes a year out of our BNI chapter. So that's members referring us to themselves or people that they know. Then Facebook, social media, and past our sphere of influence and past clients.
That's great. And how often do you meet with BNI?
Once a week. My husband goes every Wednesday morning.
Oh, is that right? It's a breakfast meeting?
Yeah, it's from 7 to 8:30 every Wednesday. There's 50 members in our chapter, and we're very well liked. we're very blessed.
How long has it been in there?
I started in 2006, so it's been 12 years.
Wow. Is he the only real estate agent?
Yep.
Okay. So you've got all kinds of other people, like give me some ideas of other professions that are referring you business out of there.
Our lender, there's a lender, electrician, plumbers, heating, HVAC, website designers, hairstylists, gun shop owner. There's physical therapy. The house we were at, Robbie and Vihangi, she runs her own physical therapy business, and so there's 48 to 50 members in there that we have the opportunity. A handyman, man, we keep our handyman busy, the roofer busy. Think about a real estate transaction and all the components that go in that with title, with inspectors, with appraisers, to lenders, all of those, and then you have the inspection, and you need a plumber, you need an electrician. So we can keep each other busy, and that's the synergy of how it works for us in that group.
That's great. And a cool idea with those, and you've probably done this, is you bring people in it, right? Like you meet somebody or you refer something to somebody, and if that category is not covered, you say, you got to start coming to BNI in order for me to give you more referrals, because what it does is every Wednesday, it makes it top of mind. What referrals do I have to give for everybody that comes, right? And I think that a lot of times we think, someone says something to us and we think, oh, I can refer them, but we don't. But if we're forced to every Wednesday see these people, oh, you know what? I got to refer you to such and such. She just told me last week that her hot water heater was on the fritz, or that, she needed to switch accountants.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Accountants. Our accountant is in there. He referred us to the person now who does our books, and our financial advisor is in the group. And, so it's a great way to grow a business. And it's hard. It's hard for realtors to get into a BNI chapter because they can only have one realtor. What realtor wouldn't want to be in that position to have the audience of anywhere from 30 to 50 people each week that are looking for referrals for them?
Yeah, amazing. Okay, so what is your favorite real estate related phone application?
Well, people who know me know that I am known as the send out cards guru. I've been with send out cards for 10 and a half years. I'm sending cards to our clients. And it's been an amazing, when they came out with the app 3 years ago, it changed my world for follow-up and appointments, because now with the app on my phone, I can leave an appointment, taking a picture of the house, putting it on the front of a card, and getting it sent. How many of us have good intentions, but we get back to the office and then we're distracted from other things. So if I can do that while I'm thinking about it, top of my mind, it's been able to set us apart, and people love to get our cards. Honestly, I send about 2 or 3 cards every day, browsing on my phone through social media, looking for my friends whose pet passed away, or the kids have a baby.
So walk me through that, like a real life thing, like today, like yesterday or the day before. You're on your phone. Take me through like how easy it is to transition, how you go from one app to the next and all that.
Okay, so we were coming home from our cottage the other day, and I was thinking about the party that we attended Friday, right? So I had all those pictures on my phone. So I opened up my app and I just started to create a card. I put the picture on the front. And I was able to create a card as I was driving down the highway, thanking our host and hostess for inviting us over and for treating us to such a great time. And I was able to click a button, and before I even got to the office, I had a card and a gift of thanks sent to them that will arrive in their mailbox probably today or tomorrow. So if you practice doing that, one of my good friends, their cat passed away, and they had, I mean, like, people's pets are their family, especially if they've never had children.
My dog just passed away, and like I said, I've got hundreds of condolences.
And so one of my practices is to save those pictures, go to the app on my phone, and send a card. Say, put the picture of their pet on the front of a card, and send them a little token that says, I know, I can tell how much Katie meant to you, and I'm just sending my condolences and my heartfelt sorrow for you with the picture. Okay, are they ever going to throw away a picture of their pet that just passed away?
No way, yeah.
And so, you know, I do this. This is my send out card. So I'll walk you through a campaign.
I want you to think about the word toolbox. What is a toolbox? A toolbox is a box full of tools that you use to build something great. At Real Estate Rockstars, we've created our own free toolbox. So everybody that comes on the show as a guest brings a tool with them, and we plow them all into this toolbox, and we give it away for our viewing audience to basically use as they wish. Everything we put in there is an actionable item that can be downloaded, can be printed, can be used immediately. And we got things like scripts and dialogues, checklists for teams, checklists to keep agents accountable, referral forms that are filled out at settlement to get referrals by your buyers and sellers. Everything you could think of that you could use on a regular basis about real estate is included in this toolbox. And it's helping agents worldwide sell more houses and make their jobs a lot easier and processes much more efficient. And the thing is, it's absolutely free. All you got to do is go to hibandigital.com/toolbox or text the word toolbox to 444-999. That's toolbox 444-999. Do it now. Yeah, please. Well, wait a minute. Let me ask you a question. First of all, the little tokens and the thank yous, the token of love that you mentioned, these are actually physical gifts?
Yeah, they're physical tokens that arrive. And
is there like on send out card apps that you could pick from? And
there's dozens of gifts to choose from.
Wow, and it's all right there in the app.
Right in the app.
Jeez, I'm getting that. Okay,
so
keep going.
You asked me how. So through the app, I can create a card. This is my grandson. That's Cohen.
That's awesome.
Cohen went with us when we delivered when our bikes. We purchased 80 bikes that we donated to the Marine Corps, to Toys for Tots, December 14th. And so this card went out to 220 people, first week of January. And it just introduced our son-in-law to the business. I said that we all make a difference, and Network Team Homes is here to serve you. On the back is our contact information. And is it any surprise, Pat, that 6 people within the first 3 weeks of January reached out to us with a real estate need? And I would say probably 4 of those 6 people received this card.
Really?
We talk about top of mind awareness. And
how often are you sending those?
Well, I send an average of 6 cards every day, but I'm right now sending Valentine cards. It's coming into February. I'm taking my top 100. I'm sending them a little love key token, and I'm pulling their picture of, either the family or the husband and wife off social media, and I'm adding that to the inside of the card and sending probably about 100 of those in the next couple weeks.
Okay, wait a minute. Let me slow this down. So you're sending 100 Valentine's cards to admirable couples, and you're taking a photo from their Facebook of them together in love, holding hands or just together at a baseball game or something.
Mm-hmm.
You're adding it to the inside of the card, like as part of the card.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're sending it out with your Valentine's card that you've created or whatever.
Yep.
Most people listening would be like, that would take 3 weeks to put it all together. Like, how are you able to do that?
Well, I did 19 yesterday, and it took me about probably an hour and a half to do, because it's a campaign, it's created. All I have to do is go. Sometimes it takes me longer to find the good picture of the couple.
Yeah.
So that's what the time consuming. So you guys out there listening, if you want people to celebrate you, add pictures to your social media so we can find them easy.
Yeah, so don't get a picture with the husband's eyes closed, right? I mean, get a good one.
Right. So that's honestly, I spend 2 to 3 hours every day just celebrating people. And my husband had 3 phone calls yesterday, people that said, hey, you know what, I'm almost got my house ready, but I want you to come take a look. I'm getting ready to list. And I have not kept good track this year. Last year we received 200 referrals, closed
Wow.
50 homes. I think in the month of January, we're averaging about a referral a day of people just, reaching out, inquiring, having questions. And just because people are reaching out doesn't mean it's going to turn into now business. But I'm telling you, when you are top of mind with enough people that your phone is ringing and you get incoming calls every day, that's a powerful place to be in business.
Yeah, I love that phrase, celebrating people, right? It's 2 words, celebrating people. We don't really think about that, but I had somebody just recently with my dog Piper passing away celebrate me by sending me a private message that said, you are a good dog owner. I've noticed that you spend a lot of time with your dogs, and that to me, somebody celebrated something about me that no one ever really celebrated. No one ever told me that, right? And the people could be married 5 years and no one says, good job. You're a great couple. They may say some cliches, but how many people have actually celebrated them like you would with, here's a couple, I admire you. Coming from a matriarch like yourself, who obviously has success and knows, a lot about keeping marriages together and building families. So I just love that phrase, celebrating people. That's what you do. You're a people celebrator and a comforter.
I made a post. My husband and I recently reached a pinnacle position within the Send Out Cards company, senior executive, and we received some stuff in the mail yesterday, and I posted it, and I'm getting a ton of engagement. But you know what, Pat? When my son's mother-in-law commented on the picture and said, "You are an ambassador of kindness," that touched me in my heart. Like you said, when people say things that, you go, wow, that really felt good to me to hear Sally.
She celebrated you.
She celebrated me, and that was really powerful. She's getting a card.
And you're going to celebrate her back. But what a better world we'd all live in, right? If we just celebrate each other, just edified each other, 99 times out of 100. I mean, it just would, it's just great. And you can't say anything negative about that, right? You can't, no one's going to get it and rip it in half, and say, this is, I mean, it's just great.
Look, Pat, I keep on my desk. Look at all these cards that people have sent to me. Talk about energy, the energy that comes from, just picking up a card. If I'm having a bad day, I just go to, I go over here to my wealth of cards, and I see that, here I am. I was doing a webinar, and so they caught me on Zoom and they thanked me for being a part of their webinar. And, I keep these on my desk as a reminder that we can all make a difference. every day, the things that we do, the things that we say, how we treat other people. And it could be just the random act of kindness. You know, carry an extra $20 bill in your pocket. And when you're feeling prompted inside, when you see somebody, you can just go up and hand them a $20 bill and say, you know what, I was just prompted to share this with you today. And watch the reaction, and just turn, most of the time I just turn away. I hand it to them and I walk away, because you know, the look on their face. One time I was at Walmart, I was checking out, and one of the Walmart employees was waiting in the subway line to buy lunch. And I had that prompting, and I went over to her and I handed her a $20 bill, and I just said, I would like to buy your lunch today. And like the whole demeanor on her face just changed, and she says, why? I said, I just felt prompted to do that. Have a beautiful day. And I walked away and left her like standing there. You know, do that on a, you know, whenever it's prompted. I'm not saying, you know, I was challenged to carry a $100 bill and a $20 bill in my wallet at all times. The $100 bill is a reminder that of abundance, the abundance that flows in and out of your life. The $20 bill, that extra 20, go to the ATM, take an extra 20 and look for ways to bless someone else. And you know, I've been taught what you send out in life comes back, you know, 100-fold. And I have got to tell you that my practice of sending cards every day on a regular basis has come back to me in more ways than I can even express on this call today. And we call that the rhythm of prosperity. And I've entered into that rhythm of prosperity where, you know, you just treat people kind and good things come back.
Yeah, and it's 50-50 sphere of influence transactions and a 75% profit margin. And what people don't realize is that, you know, generally when you have a solid sphere of influence buyer seller, right, or a solid referral from a sphere of influence, you have very little competition, number one, and number two, you have very little expense as a business person, because, you know, you're not paying for advertising and buying leads that are so expensive.
You know, every now and then we'll boost a post on Facebook, maybe a listing that we have, we're going to host an open house or something. But, you know, our budget for that might be, I don't know, $30 a month. And we just do that a lot of times. Just, you know, think about it. It's not really to sell the house. It's to get our name out there. It's to show people that we're actually doing business. And, you know, reaching, again, that top of mind. They say, oh, Gayle and Steve have a cool new listing on a lake. And they might not be in the market to buy, and we're not looking to sell it through that, but we're doing that to remain top of mind with them during the year, during that process.
Yeah, that's incredible. Well, let's wrap this up with some basics. Like, what advice would you give to a rookie agent who has no money on getting started and succeeding on a high level?
Well, it was the same. What my mentor, Kim. So Kim was my manager. She hired me into the business, and now Kim works for our company as an agent. But she told me, make a list of the people, you know, like organize the people in your life, the people who know, like, and trust you. Make a list of them and communicate with them. There's 5 communication styles that I use. One is phone call, texting, face-to-face, social media, and greeting cards. And when you use all 5 of those communication skills, you're going to connect with people on a higher level. Learn as much as you can. We are blessed to have an association that has classes every month. If your association, get involved in your association. I asked a veteran agent when I first got in the business, what should I do? She says, join a committee at your association. So I joined the education committee because I wanted to learn as much as I could. I went from being in the education committee to working my way up to chairing a committee, to being on the board, to serving as treasurer. And Getting involved will teach you, because you're with other peers that know more than you, and you learn together. So get involved in your association, learn your MLS, volunteer in your community. If you need contacts, find what you're passionate about and go volunteer your time and energy to get to know people so that they can see you. Post those, take pictures, post on social media, and start to build that top of mind awareness.
That's awesome. I love it. I love it. All good stuff. So, Gayle, as you know, everybody that comes on Real Estate Rockstars brings a free gift. We put it in our agent toolbox, which has a plethora of free gifts that agents have brought, that have come on the show, that add intense value to every agent every day. What is your free gift today?
Well, for those of you who are curious at all about the send out cards system, you can send a card. You can send a card and I don't know if I do have, look at this. So you get to send a 2-pack of brownies. This is a $10 value.
Yum,
and
yum.
just go through my website. I've got my account set up so you can send a free card and a 2-pack of brownies to, don't send it to yourself, send it to somebody you care about. And when you do send it
celebrate someone.
Yes, celebrate someone. When you send it to someone, I will get your information and I might just send you a 2-pack of brownies. So that's my free gift, is
there you
just try it out, download the app, send a free card, see if that's something that resonates with you, to get personal with people. And Pat, while we're on here, I'm teaching people to get level 4. So here we go. I'm going to take our picture. Wait, I got to point to you. There we go. I got my selfie with Pat Hyben.
All right.
At Rebus University.
There you go. Thank you so much, guys. Celebrate someone today, everybody. I'm going to write that down as one of my affirmations, right? I celebrate 5 people a day. I mean, gosh, even one person a day. Think about it, going through days without celebrating people. We all do it, you know?
We all do it.
And I love it. Well, you're an inspiration, Gayle. I'm going to put all of this information on hybendigital.com/Gayle Z, and it's Gayle, Gayle Z. And Gayle, thank you for also pushing me to get more women on the show and to get more women involved in the real estate coaching and training and business, because I think there are more women now in real estate than men, and it only makes sense. So I appreciate you keeping everybody conscious of that. So listen, best of luck to you. I celebrate you today, and if I'm ever in your neck of the woods, I'll look you up and we'll get together and break some bread.
That sounds like a perfect plan. Thanks for having me on, Pat.
You're welcome, Gayle. Thank you for watching Real Estate Rockstars. Please give us a review wherever you're watching or wherever you're listening. We eat feedback for breakfast, and I don't care whether you give me a 1-star review or a 5-star review. I just want the review. I want to know what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. Would love to improve things. Hey, and listen, please subscribe. The more subscribers we get and the more reviews we get, the better guests we'll get for you in the future. Feel free to reach out to me anywhere on social media. Just type in my name. I'm everywhere, and I look forward to meeting you in the digital world. Have a great day, and thanks again for listening to Real Estate Rockstars.